Good afternoon.
I want to take this opportunity to say we are sorry. Being the host county and we came a bit late. My name is Ahmed, the director in charge of agriculture government of Makueni County. And I came with my CEC and also the chief officer. And I think it is good we give them an opportunity to introduce themselves.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Muli. I'm the CEC in charge of agriculture, livestock, fisheries, and cooperative development in this great county of Makueni. Again, I want to apologize, as my director has said, due to unavoidable circumstances, we couldn't join you earlier, but feel welcome to Makueni County and enjoy your stay here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Victoria Chalo. I'm the Chief Officer Agriculture in the County of Makueni, and we are glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, county government. Thank you, CEC, for really finding time. We know what you are responsible for at the county and coming with a delegation. Good. My name is Roy Mugera. I mentioned earlier with the African Agriculture Technology Foundation, AATF. As I do this, I'll also ask Wakili Elias to make his way to where we are. Elias, sorry, we missed your name as the panel. We want to do this pretty quick. We have already spent some good time in the field, and I will go straight to the questions, and I will ask my panelists to make their submissions really short and straight to the point so that we can deal with this matter as quickly as possible. We are standing between you and lunch, and we are also standing between you and going back to your respective duties and roles wherever you have come from. I want to start our discussions with a question to Dr. Karanja. You have been asked a question about breeders' rights. There has been stories that, Dr. Karanja, what you're doing, you're being driven by foreign masters, that you earn dollars. That is what they say. Some people have paid you to do this. My question to you, Karanja, is why do you do what you do? I mean, why bother? Why bother? Why are you bothered by the stem borer? Why are you concerned about the armyworm? And what motivates you, in other words, as a Kenyan? Very quickly, Daktari.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daktari, and thank you, everyone. Yes, I think why am I bothered when I'm doing breeding? You know, I think, let me say, this is like a call. And the call is that we come here and try to help the nation. And the nation here, we are talking about also our economy. So when I'm doing the breeding, I look at the farmer who is producing food for all of us, the farmer who is also contributing. As we know, agriculture is the backbone of the economy of Kenya. So when you don't give the right technology to this farmer, then automatically, one, will not have food ourselves. And then number two, if you don't give the right technology to this farmer, the farmer will toil to try and get whichever technology she come across, and then whatever even he'll be availing to us will also have some safety issues. So that is the reason we spend a lot of time when it comes to the breeding, so that we can be able, as much as possible, try to make the life of the farmer easy in terms of the production. Because if the farmer uses a lot of inputs and a lot of cost goes to the production, this one will still cultivate back even to the plate that we'll get on the table. So our mission and our vision is to try and give the farmer the technology that is easy to handle, the technology that will help also to get us food that is available food that is adequate and food that is safe. And that is why stem borer, fall armyworm, drought, name them, are challenges that our farmers are facing out there. So how can we save this farmer? One, by getting variety that is insect resistant, so that he stop using the chemical, not only saving the money, but also worried about her health issues, the environmental issues, and also the food that is availed to us is also of quality and safe.
Asante sana, Daktari, and thank you very much. Before you put the mic down, now from an institutional point of view, KALRO is known for the varieties and many technologies. What assurance can you tell the farmer who is here, the county executive who is here, the researchers like yourselves, mbele iko namna gani, Daktari?
Nafikiria mbele iko sawa, because sisi kama institution ambao tunafanya research, tunafanya utafiti, tuko gangari na tunaangalia zile shida ambazo mkulima anapitia, na tuko tayari kuavail the technologies. Juzi tumeavail technology ambayo ni ya ukames variety, from even the word ukames, that means it's drought tolerant. As also we talk, we know there is fall armyworm which has been there since 2017. We have already released 3 varieties that are tolerant. But we are still looking forward to get those varieties that are resistant, as you have seen from the field. So sisi tuko ngangare, any challenge that is facing the farmer, we are here to address and give a solution to that. It is matter of time, and we get these varieties to the farmer. So once as we develop the varieties, we are ready to pass these varieties to any seed company. All KALRO varieties are open. They are non-exclusive. It does matter who is coming. Come to KALRO, we'll give you the varieties, go multiply the seed, and avail the seed. I wish we can have a company from each and every county accessing a variety, and then produce the seed, and put that seed, avail that seed to the farmers, so that the farmer doesn't suffer to go for long distance looking for the same.
Asante. Thank you very much, Daktari, for that assurance. Kwamba mbele tuko sawa. The technologies are being developed, and they are being developed by our own Kenyans. That story that things are coming from other places, if you read the name James Karanja, I don't think that name sounds from out of there. Josephat, you are in charge of safety. What assurance can you give us, all of us who are here, in terms of safety of biotech and facilitation for deployment in terms of public education and awareness? Mnatuwezeshaje kushika hii teknolojia as an institution, na unatutolea hakikisho gani, Josephat?
So thank you very much, session moderator. So I work with the National Biosafety Authority. The National Biosafety Authority was basically established way back in 2010 to ensure that the technologies that, or the scientists that are using genetic modification as a tool to improve crops and animals are adequately regulated, so that those technologies, when they are channeled out from the research facilities, we are able to assure the public that those technologies are safe. At the global level, we have international treaties that govern how safety assessment of GMOs is conducted. We have safe or comparable to the other technologies that the farmers have. Now, in terms of the deployment, deployment of course is done by the technology developers, like KALRO and other developers. For us, our role is just to ensure that those technologies are safe. Based on the Biosafety Act, we are also required to do what we call public education and participation before these technologies are developed. Because the biggest challenge we have in this country is not the science itself, but a lot of misinformation that these technologies are coming to harm our populations. A lot of misinformation with the public. So we have a mandate. We have not been able to do public awareness at scale, but we have talked to the Parliament Ministry to give us a budget so that we are able to go to the ground, not to promote the technology as it were, but to assure the public that technology that NB has approved are safe. That program we shall be rolling out in the coming months. We have the government has given us a small budget, some budget to go to all the 47 counties, basically to educate the public about the safety of this technology, because the technology is not going away. So what the government, what the NBS does is to ensure the technology is safe, and more importantly, to educate the farmers that the technologies that are coming to them are basically safe.
Good, asante. Thank you very much, Mushiri. We are assured that watafika mashinani, and they will get to be heard on the ground so that the public is educated. A lot of trouble that we are having is a public that is not aware, that is not well informed about this technology. We'll come to you, Madam Mary. From the county government point of view, I want to quote the scripture that is in Isaiah that says, I will go before you to level the mountains and break down gates of bronze and the gates of iron. That is the promise of God. Now, Mary, as we come to the last mile, tukifika pale sasa kwa mkulima, what have you put in place at the county to prepare the road, to level the mountains, and break down gates of bronze, Madam Director? What have you, in terms of even extension or things like those, what is there on the ground to make it easy for this technology to land? Mary.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for this opportunity. I'll start by saying Makueni County has revitalized extension, and the revitalization of this extension has come, one, with the technology. We have what we are calling Makueni Kilimo Management Information System, where we are doing the profiling of our farmers, and these farmers are also getting information immediately. So with the revitalized extension, then we shall be able to pass the technologies which are here to our farmers. And these technologies are also going to be passed through the different methods of passing extension messages. We shall be able and we shall be ready to develop and establish demonstrations where the farmers can also be able to come and learn and then at least take to their farms. Number two, the policy and regulatory framework is very important. The county government of Makueni, through our HEBO CEC, we have been able to come up with policies. Already we have agriculture and livestock policy in place, and it is talking about the mitigations on climate change. Think of the drought-tolerant crops is talking about, that is indicated in that policy. Think of issues of pest and disease control, because recently the governor was able to launch what we are calling Jeshi Mashinani for the control of pests and diseases for the farmers. And I want to believe this is going towards this. Last year in November 7th, we were able to launch our agroecology policy. And remember, this agroecology policy is still talking about minimizing the use of inputs and the rest. And the technologies we've been able to see in the field, when you are talking of BT and the rest, then we are just in the right place. And I want to tell you the county government of Makueni, and I believe the other counties in this house are ready, because if we don't address matters food security, we'll never talk about food sovereignty. And if food security is to be addressed, we have to come with innovative ways, and innovation and technology is the way to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, Makueni County as a trailblazer. We have seen what has been happening even in value addition of the products that you have. That is no surprise that we are in Makueni here in Kiboko, and no surprise that this meeting is graced by none other than the CEC. Makueni, wapigiwe makofi. When I grow up, I want to stay in Makueni. it's a county that we can learn from, and thank you again. Your neighboring counties have very similar agroecological kind of settings, Kitui and Machakos, even Kajiado, and therefore we have the opportunity to come and learn. My own county in Meru as a area that borders Mwingi on the other side, and therefore these places experience the same. I like your intervention on the area of agroecology. Sometimes agroecology is seen to be anti-technology, which is not true. It embraces technology that advances the less use of chemicals, the less dependence on climate systems that are very, very volatile. And therefore, we'll see a nexus where these come together. Once again, very well done, Madam Director, Madam CEC. We'll go to the next question that I want to pose to now the farmer in the house, Mr. Kiboko. No, before I come to Kiboko, let me go to Evans of KEFIS. Now, KEFIS has a history. We like the IT system. I just want you to be a little free for you. I will not ask a very specific question because KEFIS has been my friend. And I will ask you to tell us how you're using technology to deliver technology. I have seen a small place you scratch on a product, you get some number, send that number to some number, and then please, very, very briefly, Ivan.
Thank you. Yes, KEFIS uses a wide range of technology to enhance its services to the people of Kenya. And let me start not only with that technology of the SMSing system, we as KEFIS, we facilitate trade. What does that mean? Any plant or plant products that gets out of the country, the last documentation is through KEFIS, either in form of an import permit or of a sanitary certificate. So with that, currently there is a system that we are using. You can apply, if you are an exporter or an importer, you can apply those documents at the comfort of your computer, and then you can go and get that physical certificate in your nearest KEFIS office. So that's one technology that we are using it. The other technology that he has talked about is the SMSing system. So with the SMSing system, it is put on a seed. And let me first clarify what a seed is, because in the recent past we've had some court cases challenging seed, and we had some section of one of the laws that we're implementing that were rendered unconstitutional. So seed is any plant material that has met government set standard. What do we mean by government set standard? There are those standards that material is supposed to meet that have been set by the government. So any material that has not met those requirements, that is not seed. Okay? That can be called, if it's in form of maize, it can be a grain. And with grain, you can share as much as you want. Okay? But when you put that grain to sell, that's where the government comes in through KEFIS. Okay? So I want to just clarify on that. And on that package, there is usually an SMSing system that has been put, you scratch, and then you send to a certain number, and then it gives you first, is that seed genuine? And then it gives the probable area where you are supposed to plant that seed. And that is technology that as KEFIS we are embracing, and it has helped us to curb the issue of fake seed. The other issue on technology is, as much as we are there very strongly on implementing the Seeds and Plant Variety Act, our other mandate is protecting Kenya's agriculture. And by protecting Kenya's agriculture, there are those activities that we undertake in terms of maybe surveillances of a new pest, or if we are monitoring a regulated pest. So in those areas, we are using technology in terms of the way we collect our data, the way we store our data, and also the way we share our data. So those are some of the three areas that we, as KEFIS, we are using technology to this delivery.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ivan. And again, a system if that is incorporated with the Makueni Kilimo Management System, it helps even to register farmers. And therefore, you know who your farmers are, where they are, and what they're doing. I want to get quickly to Mr. Kiboko. He is the farmer in the house. So this is not CEO, CGA. This is Mukulima, because he represents farmers. Now, Anthony, what are the farmers saying? Do they want this technology? Are they confident with our regulatory system? And what is their main point of frustration? What are they saying? Wanaitaka kweli? Wanakubaliana na sisi kama KALRO, KEFIS, and the others? Na ni pahali gani imewafinya? Wakitaka kugoma saa hii, wakulima watagoma juu ya nini? Anthony.
Thank you. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to represent you all, because I know many of you are farmers.
Telephone farmers. Those who,
are farmers.
Who farm from Nairobi and they're asking whether mbolea imewekwa wakiwa Nairobi.
I'm representing them all. I'm generous with my support. So thank you, Daktari. And you know, that's a very important question. Because like somebody mentioned when we were in the field, there was that mention that some of the people, some of the litigants who are in court claim to be farmers, so representatives of farmers. One thing I know is that a farmer today in Kenya, and I did say this in the morning when I was making my opening remarks, we simply want to produce food. We want to produce, want to make this country food secure. And to do that, we need to enhance our productivity. We need to do everything that we can so that we have more maize that would be available to feed the nation. But that is just one part of the story. The next part of the story is how efficiently we can get to produce that maize. Because one of the challenges that Kenyan farmers face today is whenever they have maize that is coming from out there, and it is cheaper than what they are able to achieve here, then they are outcompeted. So in a word, a Kenyan farmer is looking to be more competitive. And to be competitive, there's no logical farmer. And many of the farmers that I know are rational business people, they are investors, they are private investors. Farmers are business people. They want to make money, they want to access a market. And therefore, farmers in this country want this technology for the simple reason that they want to remain competitive so that they can remain in business, and if in the process they are able to make this country more food secure, all the better.
Good, thank you. Thank you very much, Kiboko. And that is what the farmers are saying. In fact, right from when we came from the field, somebody in our midst, I don't know what institution he comes from, wanted to pick the seed from there and go and plant, because he has seen they are not being destroyed by the insect. Nikamwambia hapana, ngoja kidogo, hii bado iko kwa trials. I will be asking my panelists at the end of it to give a quick parting shot, as I also welcome Wakili. And I also like to ask my former colleague, Joyce Ngure, to be prepared to make a quick comment about intellectual property and protection of that property and how it should benefit the people that are developing these technologies. Now, Wakili Odhiambo, we understand that the matters before court are standing between us and the deployment of the technology. Without risking, what do you say when you talk about matters in court, outside court? Sub judice. I wrote jurisprudence. I don't know, whatever. Without risking that, what assurance can you give us on resolution of the matter to pave the way for biotech? Without taking sides, without saying how it will come out or this way or the other way, hii kelele iko kule tunaionea wapi? Tutakuja kumaliza hii maneno siku gani? Na ni siku gani mkulima ambaye ako somewhere in Makueni, in Kitui, in Kitale, will be able to benefit from this technology and with your measured inputs without without jeopardizing the court process. Wakili. Mike, move the mic to counsel.
Well, thank you, Daktari. Just a quick response to your question without violating the sub judice rule. First, there are multiple cases that government institutions are facing that are necessarily challenging the lift of ban of importation of genetically modified organisms. Now, in all these cases, I've been privileged to be part of them. What is missing and having gone to the fields is the voice of a farmer. All these cases, we've not had a chance to have the farmer come to court to speak as to the necessity for these items. Now, I'll be speaking to the CEO shortly after this on how we can involve the Cereal Growers Association so that they come and speak either as interested parties so that the court can also understand the voice of the farmers, because those who are against genetically modified organisms and genetically engineered products, they tend to come with a lot of materials, and they come as interested parties in the name of food sovereignty, seed for sovereignty, sorry. They come with so much propaganda because they have a lot of funding on their end. And, you know, we live in this country. Judges are part of us. When they have cases where 10 people are saying, look, this is not good for our health. And then you find government institutions are only like 4 respondents. So a judge, having been shown by 10 people in a matter, some whom are just interested parties and maybe petitioners are 4, then the respondents are just 3. So a judge will easily be swayed that no more than 10 people cannot be telling me a wrong thing. So there's also need for us to have partners like Cereal Growers Association, through their partners, to also come in court as interested parties to support the not necessarily support the regulator, but the government institutions which are sued in relation to cases challenging biotechnology adoption. Secondly, in relation to cases that are ongoing, I must say that we succeeded in the Environmental and Land Court, where Justice Angote made it clear that, look, we have a robust legislative framework. We have enough and sufficient framework that ensures that animal and health of human being is secured during the process of adoption of biotech product. The challenge we are having now is in relation to the previously issued conservatory order by Justice Thande, which in effect stayed temporarily the process of cultivation and importation of genetically modified organisms. But we have managed to persuade the court that took over after Justice Thande went, Justice Mugambi, to show him that, look, the determination by Angote addressed entirely most of the issues in the Constitutional Division. And they appealed. We won, and they appealed. And then the Court of Appeal again stayed. So we are waiting now for the appeal, the determination of the appeal on the question of whether that decision in Environmental Court addressed the issue in the High Court. Now, in relation to Kisumu, I must again add, we need the voice of Cereal Growers Association. It's not too late. We need the voice of a farmer to show the necessity of this product. We are supposed to be in court next week for hearing, and that hearing we are hopeful to the extent that these legislations tend to challenge the architecture, the parent act and the regulations, whether they conform with the Constitution. In effect, the Kisumu court is the case is essentially asking why is counties not involved. But you know, National Biosafety Authority is a national regulator. It need not to involve directly at their operational mandate counties as administrative issue, but there are modalities through KEFIs where counties actually sit in the board during the process of approval of genetically modified organisms. So we've managed to deal with the petitioner's case. We questioned their their caricature called a case, and I hope we are going to win that. But I still add, we need the voice of the farmer. I've seen the solution that genetically engineered products are providing to farmers real time, and that solution need to be taken to the judge by a farmer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wakili, for that clarity. You have taken away one of my questions to Kiboko. I was to ask whether CGA can be, okay, it is a bit late in the day today, but let us encourage the farmer through the voice, as CGA as the main voice of farmers, to also step forward and offer to be enjoined as either friends of the court or as interested parties, whichever way that lawyers can find it appropriate. That can be pursued. That is what Wakili is saying. So the issue really, it is not the courts. It is the people. Because it is you and I that approach court. If nobody approaches court, then the court has nothing to do with it. And therefore, I think we need more education and to educate ourselves more. I will now invite my panelists to make, before they make a parting shot, let me ask this mic, somebody could assist moving the mic to Joyce. We work together with Dr. Joyce Ngure at the Directorate of Research, Science and Technology, and I'm sure she has a comment to make on intellectual property and associated points. Joyce. You're audible, but you would like to record. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to talk about intellectual property rights. This is very important because from the State Department of Research, this is what we are trying to say. It's a high time that researchers got to know their potential and got to know what they have to do. And what I would say is that KALRO in particular, we are saying we are addressing CEOs in this room. KALRO in particular, please review your intellectual property rights, because I know we had a director who was with us, and he had done over 15 varieties of maize. And when he came to retire, he was actually asking for a contract. Why? Because he wanted to get money to pay for his children, because he did not get anything from 15 varieties. What are these 15 varieties from maize? Kitale, 615, 614. So you find that East African seed goes and produces and sells. But him, the breeder, the researcher, who did that for 25 years, not with the technology that is shortened, that Dr. Karanja is using, a shortened form. He was using it. By then you could get a breed after 25 years, and he was broke. So it's the high time we change the way we are looking at things, and we actually start giving rights to our researchers. Even the technologists there, everyone deserves a percentage. The institution, yes, will get. Why is it that even KALRO itself is struggling with funding? Why should it be struggling with funding? And I'm telling you right now, we have done maize varieties, but we cannot eat maize alone. We need tomatoes, we need the vegetables. And if I would say this, it's because we have done Roiro 11, we have done the tea research clones, we have done sorghum, indigenous vegetables. But what have the researchers benefited in? Nothing. It is very sad. And the reason I'm going to tell you that you really need to review your policy, because policies are made by men, that is men and women, is because Wambogo apples is a variety by one individual. I don't know, by show of hands, who knows Wambogo apples? All of you know it. It's unfortunately they had an accident the other day, but they had an accident in which vehicle? State-of-the-art Toyota. I'm just stating it, but it was from the apple variety, one apple variety, which a researcher in KALRO cannot even pay school fees for their children. You have to change. You are the ones who are going to do the intellectual property rights policy. You shall review it, and you shall now start giving loyalties to each and every researcher. Actually, without motivation, we shall not have patents. And that's why we do not have KEFIS having breeders' rights of enough varieties, because if everyone knew that I'll get loyalties from whatever I produce, we'll be having so many, and we'll not even be having the farmers bringing petitions, because the researchers themselves will be so will be so many, even the private researchers, they'll be producing varieties, and that's how we shall get to Singapore. We shall not get to Singapore without having to do this. And then we'll have a lot of industries, and these industries will employ our children. So we are sitting on a gold mine, and we really need to review the way we look at things. And I don't know whether, Chair, I've said it correctly.
Very, very, very well done.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Indeed, especially that of heading towards Singapore. And I asked this specifically because I started with a question to Karanja, asking him what motivates. You can see the way Karanja explains with enthusiasm, with energy. I think that contribution by Joyce can inject a little more energy into Karanja and many other Karanjas that are seated here so that we can have some share with what comes out of that. As you do your parting shot, please make it short, just as it is described. I would like Ivan to say something about whether Kenya is losing regional competitiveness in the area of agriculture. We have seen eggs come from Uganda and sell here at half the price. We just heard from Dr. Muirigi. No. Is it Muirigi or is it Karanja who found with the cassava in town that is Evans. Eh? Evans Jero, yes. He found somebody selling cassava in Nairobi, and that person said that cassava has come from Uganda, not Muranga, not Machakos, but Uganda. Are we losing our competitiveness? It will come, Evans. When you're making your parting shot, make that also as an intervention. And Wakili, as also you make your parting shot, tell us whether the judiciary is well seated on matters biotech. Wanaelewa hii maneno kweli? Ama kuna kazi tunahitaji kufanya ndio wakipitisha uamuzi wanapitisha from a platform of knowledge of biotech. That will be part of your parting shot. We can start with Mr. Kiboko, moving the mic back now all the way to where Wakili is. Make it short. Make it really a real short. Anthony.
Thank you, Dr. In my closing remarks, I'll remind us of a story that's told of President J.F. Kennedy in 1962. He was visiting some NASA space center, and he was asking a janitor what he was doing. And we all know the story. He said, "I'm taking a man to the moon." A janitor. I want us to encourage ourselves that whatever little we are doing in this space, it's not for nothing. We shouldn't be demotivated by any bumps, corners, or barriers that are thrown our way. Because ultimately, I believe that's how we're going to ensure that the ultimate beneficiary of this technology, which is the ordinary Kenyan, but farmers specifically, is able to access it. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me start where our colleague from the State Department on talking about the breeders' rights. KEFIS is the custodian of the breeders' rights, and we normally protect varieties. What does that mean? It means that once a variety has been released, it can be protected if it meets the criteria of if it's distinct, if it is uniform, and if it is stable. And it's usually protected for a certain period. Okay? And when it gets into commercial utilization, that's where the breeders can get the value of what they did their work on. And as she had rightly put it, maybe it's an organizational, they need to put their things in place, because I understand for some private seed companies, the breeders there, they get some certain percentage on royalties. So maybe in our public sector, maybe it's an area maybe we need to improve on. The other question was, is Kenya losing competitiveness in terms of agriculture? I can say yes. And with the trend that we are setting as a nation, it's very worrying. Because just the other day, the Seeds and Plant Variety Act was challenged. And the the court rendered some sections of that act unconstitutional. What does that mean? If other countries want to get seed from our country and they get to know that the sections that we are implementing are unconstitutional, they might decide to go to other countries to get their seed from. Okay? And with that, we shall lose competitive. And on that, KEFIS and other stakeholders, they have lodged a petition, and we believe, not a petition, they have gone to seek redress through the process, and we believe maybe they have appealed, and we believe maybe the court will hear and get to the place that we want them to. And the other issue is about our land fragmentation. We realize over time we've been subdividing our lands. What does that mean? As much as we are getting good varieties, good products, are we able to produce to scale? Just the other day you had, there's a food shortage looming, okay? That means that we are seeing a possibility of importing food. And with that, we lost, or we are losing our competitiveness. If we are setting a precedent of importing, of year in, year out, we are importing, and here we are doing cutting edge research, I think we are not speaking to each other. And with that, maybe probably in the near future, we shall be net importers. I know in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we want to reduce on imports and maximize on exports. And we currently, as KEFIS, we are facilitating a lot of exports. There are those products that we are seeing their export are coming up, especially avocado. Right now we are putting our house in place to start exporting a lot of mangoes to the UK. There's a first consignment that went, and I'm glad Makueni County is here. I know they are very much involved in that. So if we are exporting certain commodities and importing a lot of commodity, I think our balance sheet will, every year in, year out, we shall be. So I think it's high time we think of issues of land fragmentation. I know our policies, and we are the same people who challenge these policies that are there. So with such issues, I think we shall lose our competitiveness in agriculture, plus other issues. Thank you.
We've got to guard against that. Thank you, Evans. We must guard against that. And I know processes of value addition, like in the fruit area, particularly here in Makueni, when you approach, you start arriving place called Mali, Salama, you can even feel the mango aroma in the air. And part of overcoming that challenge of losing competitiveness is value addition. I know that is being extracted from mango and preserved for a long time, that can be exported, and I know there is also drying. So Mary, please, your parting shot.
You know, you started and you are concluding with mangoes, and Waziri didn't tell you. That is the reason why we didn't come early. We were locked by the governor somewhere to come up with solutions on how we are going to offtake these mangoes. But I want to thank the county government of Makueni, because we have also taken steps in value addition. Our fruit processing plant is doing value addition and making puree, which you can be able to store for 18 months and you still consume. I didn't say the vision for the Department of Agriculture in Makueni is a food secure county. And when we talk about food security, we are talking of availability, we are talking about accessibility, and we are also talking about safety. And for us to be able to achieve this, the county government and the department also came up with the strategic objectives. And the 3 strategic objectives talks about increasing production, productivity, and profitability. Then we have commercialization, where we are talking about value addition, and we're also talking about strengthening cooperatives so that we can be able to aggregate the produce. But unless we embrace the issues of biotechnology, how do we increase production and productivity? so that we can be able to talk about matters for security. Somebody said, for you to do very good business and a successful business, you must look at the triangle, the 3 pillars. 1, production. Then 2, we are talking about market. And 3, we are talking about logistics, where we are talking about distribution and the rest. But the key is production. And for us to increase production, we must embrace the technologies and the innovations we've been able to see. And the county government of Makueni is lucky because KALRO Kiboko is here with us. I want to believe in future we shall be able to make more visits so that we can also be able to expose our field officers and even our farmers. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mushiri.
So thank you very much from NBA. Just to reiterate what we had said earlier, as NBA, we have already established a very robust system of ensuring safe biotechnologies, and this has been affirmed even by our High Court and the Environment Court. Just to assure the public, the stakeholders, that the technologies that are being channeled out, including the BT maize we have just seen from the field trials here, that once these technologies come to your farms, to the food table, those technologies are safe. As we speak now, the only GM crop that is with the farming community is only the BT cotton. The BT cotton was deployed way back in 2020. It's being cultivated in various counties. About 20 counties have already adopted the BT cotton. The BT maize already has gotten the regulatory approvals. It has 3 varieties have been evaluated and passed. The only issues that are outstanding with the BT maize is the court issues. But other technologies, the cassava, the potatoes, and other crops are still at the research level. And once NBA concludes with the assessment, those technologies will be deployed to the farming communities. Just to assure you that those technologies, when they come, we are also going to put a label that these technologies have been assessed by the NBA, and we are just to inform the public that those technologies are safe, but if they want to make that choice will be facilitated through the labeling. I've seen people, when they see this big chicken, in the sheep's places, the big apples, the big mangoes coming from Makueni. When they go to the supermarket, people fear them that they are GMOs, but they are not. The only GMO that is in the Kenyan market is a BT cotton. All the other things have been bred through conventional breeding methods by an animal specialist and by our conventional plant breeders. So the only thing that is out there as GM is BT cotton. The others are coming. The BT base is almost coming, but as you go through, as you hear these stories in the radios, people talking about GMOs. We have seen GMOs somewhere. Those things are not GMOs. Since you have gone to the farm here, until you test, you can't say this variety is GM and this one is not, because they are the same. You can't tell. So we have that framework for testing. We have laboratories that test this GM product. At the consumer level, how you'll be able to differentiate that is through the label that we are going to put. Otherwise, thank you very much, and giving the NPO an opportunity to be in this platform.
As to Karanja, Daktari, a case has been put for you. Go ahead, your parting shot, Doc.
Yeah, thank you very much. What I can say is that us as a research organization, we take the biotechnologies as one of the strong tools within our research and our farmers' toolbox. And in that case, we take it as a blessings. But for it to be a blessings to our farmers, to our families, and to the nation, we must also integrate it together with the other technology as already we have seen. And in that case, we respect the rules and we are ready to work with our regulators. As you have seen, we are working together with them. We are ready to share honestly and openly all the informations about these technologies and what also we are doing. And in that case, we are listening to all the stakeholders, whatever they are saying, and together we are sure we can get and build a solution to our nation. Thank you.
Asante, Wakili.
Well, before I make my parting short, let me answer the question whether judges are well versed with biotech law. Now, from experience when we were in Kisumu, I remember when we were doing cross-examination, someone mentioned Cartagena Protocol. We were asking the petitioner whether he's aware of Cartagena Protocol. Then, with tremendous respect to my Lord Justice Omido, he asked us to spell Cartagena Protocol. That is a judge who is sitting on a biotech case, does not know the spelling of Cartagena Protocol. Now, biotechnology law is a niche area. The judges always attend continued training on emerging areas of law, like law, the technology and the law. Biotechnology is not necessarily emerging, it's been here for a while, but because the issues are pressing, there's always need to update the judges on the new laws, on new challenges, so that when they provide judgment, then it's a reasoned and well-informed opinion. So there's need actually to train our judges through Judicial Training Institute on biotechnology so that we have informed decisions when and if cases come before them. Now, my parting shot, I still maintain that Cereal Growers Association or any other association related to farmers need to always be part and parcel of cases that are challenging biotech, so that when the judge makes his pronouncement, then he also considers the voice of the farmers, the position of the farmers, and how farmers really yearning for these products. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can have a round of applause for the panelists. And I would like to invite only one intervention from the plenary. If I can see a hand up, I can see Dr. Mwirigi. Any other hand up? One other from our colleague from Caritas. We start with Dr. Mwirigi.
Yeah, thank you, our moderator, and appreciation also to the panelists. I think they have done a good job. It's not a question, I just wanted to contribute, especially on the aspect of the IP, because as a KALRO, I think you were mentioned, so we are interested parties in this arena. So just to appreciate, I think Joyce, you made it very well in terms of what has been happening. But as KALRO, we have taken cognizance of that. There is a policy that has been developed on it, and even the board has passed it. But also now there is need for concurrence, because it has something also with financial implication. The other government departments that we might need concurrence on, SRC, and I think the other departments, so that as KALRO we don't end up having a policy which can be challenged in terms of how we are doing it and how we are implementing. The other comment I wanted to talk about is competitiveness. Because as a country, I think we are doing well in terms of putting policies, putting guidelines, but also when you have a neighbor who is not putting guidelines, policies, they are doing their business as usual. And that is the main hindrance. That's why you'll find the eggs in Uganda are cheaper than here. Because for them, they can access. Remember, for us, we have said you can only import GMOs up to 0.1%. For them, they don't have the rules. And remember, these GMOs, as Bwana Mushiri said, you can't see by face value. So these countries are enjoying at the background some of the benefits of GMOs, whereas for us on our side, we have actually restricted. So this is the main, some of the contributions that we get, including the use of chemicals. Sorry to say, if you go to Taita Taveta today. That's why farmers are getting all manner of even chemicals for use. Because your neighbor is not regulating them the way we are being strict. And that is what is causing a bit of competitiveness. I mean, is it uncompetitiveness or competitiveness? But they're taking advantage of not having the laws and regulations we have. We are more strict, and actually we are more in terms of adherence, especially on pesticide use, more than our neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daktari. Let's hear an intervention from our colleague from Caritas. As he makes that comment as a closing of this session, I will invite Madam CEC Makueni to just say one word or one last word. There is an author in South Sudan who wrote and said, he wrote a book called The Last Word. Then he discovered another last word. He wrote another one and said another last word. So, sio kukupimia waziri, utasema tu neno moja na roho yangu itafanya nini? Karibu, Caritas.
Na roho yangu itapona. Again, I think on behalf of Caritas, I really wish to thank the team there, the panelists. What a great resource that we have as a country. And also saying this, this is a follow-up meeting that we had 2 months ago. And I was saying that I wish there's a way we can have this conversation, make it a national conversation. Because there is no single reason right now for me, having attended these 2 meetings now, why Kenyans must die of hunger. I come from Samburu County, specifically Marala, and I can tell you as we speak, that side from Samburu County going up to Turkana, to Marsabit, Isiolo, you can add West Pokot, we are staring at hunger. Soon you'll be seeing pictures. Yet in this room, we have a solution. I mean, I listened to James talk the whole day today, and I'm like, this one is enough to give a solution to some of the problems we have in this country. Why should our people die of hunger? I know there'll always be wakili, there'll always be people going to court. But in this room lies a solution to our problems that we face as a country. How I wish we can make this conversation. Is there a way we can open up this program, stakeholders, the way we've been, so that we make this a national conversation? Wakenya wastahili kufa njaa jamani. Tukiona with this kind of giftedness we have here and the brains that we have here. For me, this is really what I want to say, because fear has been instilled in us. I was talking to Dr. Martin early today, and I was telling him, we are even afraid of talking about GMO. We are afraid to mention, because there are some quotas. If you mention that name, you are considered a sinner or something. There is something wrong with you. Even here, we are afraid today to talk about GMO. Even in this room, we are using some big terms. Scientist James, forgive me, you used big terms today, but you didn't talk about GMO, but it's GMO we are discussing. Let's not be afraid to talk about it. If this is the way the country needs to save our people from hunger and death, let's talk about it freely. Let's go to quotas where people are afraid to discuss this. Go there and call them to meetings and share with them this knowledge that you have. There is a lot of fear out there, I'll tell you. I will not mention where, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of fear in even mentioning GMO somewhere. Let's open up this discussion. Let's discuss about this. Let people critique. Let those who have questions ask. And then I know this room will provide good answers. And perhaps, perhaps, we will save our people from hunger. We shouldn't have our people dying of hunger. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, tumetumwa. Let us talk about it. Let us tell the world about it. Let us educate about it. So he stopped short of saying that the disciples are here. So go ye forth and speak the word. I'd now like to dismiss the panelists Thank you very much. With a round of applause, we excuse the panelists as they take their seat. I am guided in the steps that we are going to take next stages. We will have Dr. Karanja to give us an indicator of the way forward. Tukitoka hapa daktari tunaenda wapi? Akishafanya hivyo, he will also have the privilege of inviting our CEC. Sasa hata sema just one word. She will also close this field event for us. Good. So, Dr. Karanja, you will point to us. Dr. Martin Muirigi, representing the DG KALRO, will point to us the way forward. And then you will invite Madam Waziri to close the session. Si hata mimi nipigiwe makofi jameni. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Julius, just come. Yeah, thank you, moderator. But we are readjusting also the arrangement you have given. We want Julius to go first.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, again. Yeah, my name is Julius Nyabicha. You remember when we had the roundtable 1 on 4th of December last year? We had takeaways. What did we take from this great morning and afternoon session? Number 1, we have agreed. I'm putting it in about 6 or 7 points. I'm doing a high-level summary. And then after this, I will share a report by Monday of next week to every participant. And therefore, I'm hoping that when you're writing your email, it is the correct email so that you don't get to miss this. In that communication, I'll also share the stream, the link that you can be able to follow in terms of a video on what transpired, except what we did at the farm. So what have we agreed? Number 1, the farmer impact is what is the ultimate. Beyond trials, we need to move to validated ready solutions that directly address Kenya's maize shortage and climate stress. That is important. That's not just doing trials, but beyond this, what are we looking for? We want to impact the farmer. Number 2, collaboration and partnership is extremely important. The whole morning, the whole afternoon, we've been talking about how different institutions, how different partners have come together. None of us at our individual level can be able to impact this sector without coming together in terms of partnerships and collaborations. Number 3, regulation, integrity, and trust come first. I think James talked about this. So biotechnology is highly regulated. Compliance, data integrity, and transparent engagement with the regulators, researchers, society will help in adopting the technology. So adoption can only come if we have regulation, integrity, and trust put together. Number 4, integrated solutions is what we need. Not a single fix can fix what we call technology and biotechnology as such. For instance, we are talking about stacked technologies where we are combining insect control, drought mitigation, as well as effective weed control. So these stacked biotechnologies are important, and that's why GEMS is not about to retire. We'll do this, and probably there'll be a new challenge, and therefore we are praying that GEMS will continue serving because solutions will not fix the problem we have at individual level, but we have to have stacked solutions and technologies. Number 5, communication. I remember when I was giving a summary on 4th of December, we talked about communication. And the communication has been spoken to the whole morning, the whole afternoon. How do we communicate? How do we simplify the information? Do we communicate with one voice, talking about researchers, talking about farmers, talking about regulators, talking about policy? We need to harmonize our communication across scientists, across policymakers, across extension service providers, such as the county that is here. And we need to make it clear. We need to be very careful so that we can demystify the biotechnology and shift from dialogue to action. This is communication. We cannot overemphasize when it comes to communication. We are here today, and the slogan has been, by the time we get out of this room, we should be able to communicate in one voice, and we should be able to deliver that message. Regardless of who is delivering the message, it has to be the same. Number 6, this question was posed to the CGA CEO. What's the Kenyan farmer looking for? The Kenyan farmer is looking for competitive advantage. The Kenyan farmer, to be competitive, needs to be facilitated in terms of technology that will address insect infestation, that will address weed infestation, that will address drought. So the Kenyan farmer wants to produce. And this is what Dr. Karanja said. These trials, the ultimate aim is to ensure food security, is to ensure food safety, is to ensure economic empowerment at farm level, at individual level, as well as at national level, at county level. Economic empowerment. That farmer that is doing this wants to produce, sell, and buy something else that is not able to produce. So this is critical and most important. And finally, this is what Wakili Elias alluded to. I included this in my last communique of the last conference, capacity building of our judicial officers. How well do they understand the subject? If you're being asked to spell Cartagena Protocol, Cartagena is a proper noun, I guess. It's the name of a place. Probably somebody feels like Cartagena is something, some scientific term. So we need to build the capacity of our judicial officers so when they deal with, when they get on issues to do with biotechnology, it's not so alien to them. It's something at least they get to understand. So from this meeting, probably KALRO, Bear, ourselves, we need to seek to have a meeting. We can start small with the JSC. We see whether we can have an opportunity to start talking to them so that some of these terms do not appear, do not sound so alien to them. Thank you so much. As I've said, I'll share the full report, and we meet next time. And if you didn't attend the last meeting and you want to have that report, I can also share the 2 reports. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwana Julius. We can give him a better hand. He has done a great job, given us a summary on what transpired today and made my job very light. So I can only make probably 2 comments and then welcome Madam Muli. I think one thing that has come out very clearly, they still need for awareness. I think the bottom line is awareness from the judicial. The good thing, we don't need to create awareness to the president. He's the one actually who is creating awareness, even on our behalf. So actually we have the political will, or what we need is just now to go to the ground. When you have the king's blessings, the president, should you walk with fear? But in the last dispensation, Bwana Mugira can tell you, we used to walk with fear. We used to look who is around before we mention GMO. But now we are in a very nice space, and let's take advantage and ensure that we do the awareness as it's needed. Then I think also there is an aspect of farmers' participation in all these arrangements, especially in pushing for government policy influence. And I can tell you, the cotton farmers are having the seed today because they sat somewhere in Ukambani, I don't want to say, and actually push the government to the level where they accepted GM cotton to take into effect. In terms of, and remember that time we had a ban. But the farmers were able to push until even when NBA was not approving, even cabinet approved. That's the strength of farmers. If only they knew what they have at hand, they will do marvelous. The farmers, you are the people who can speak. You can tell even the president what you want. Don't shy. Just go straight and say what you want. Anything can happen. Yeah. So I don't want to add much because I think our energies are a bit low. I can see even from your eyes, and we need to get energized. So I can only say I have the pleasure and the privilege to welcome the CEC, Madam Elizabeth Muli, to give her closing remarks. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. First and foremost, thank you for forgiving us for being late. We will keep apologizing until we are forgiven. I will not belabor because the panelist has really done a very good job, but mine will be focused on just 4 key things that I have picked from the conversation. I think we are already at a very good place because we are having this conversation with all stakeholders on the table. From the panelists that we had here, having KALRO, KEFIS, the CFT team, the county, and most importantly, the farmer representative, I think we are already taking off on the right track, and that means that we can push this conversation at higher platforms, including the national level. And I want to echo what my predecessor has just said. The farmers have the key to unlock most of the things. And I wonder why when the lawyer is telling us there's no farmer representative, why is there no farmer representation in this petition? Because the voice of the farmer is very, very strong and very important. The other thing, I'm an advocate of technology. And just at the last few minutes that we attended the demonstration, the presenter was keenly talking about color coding when it comes to insects so that they can draw data around many things, the insect traps. So for me is to emphasize on, as we move forward, technology plays a very key role because it is through technology that we're going to build data over time that can enable us to even justify some of the decisions that we are making. But if we are doing some of these things from a place of nothingness, then we have no trend that we can utilize for the same. The third thing is the farmer education. I think it has come out very clearly how important farmer education is. We must walk the journey with the farmers. We must walk the journey with the farmers. And I'm very proud of the presentation by my director, because as a county government, we have ensured that we are walking this journey with the farmer. We have opened up policies, we have resourced the extension services to ensure that we reach the farmer. And through these existing systems, again, these stakeholders can utilize the same to educate our farmers. Don't do it alone just because you're in Nairobi. Come, we collaborate, we use the systems at the lower levels of, of the devolution, and we will be able to ensure that we can push that information further. I think the legal team and the presenter on the IP, especially the passion that is coming, it is very sad. In fact, you could feel as she's speaking, somebody invests a lot of research, and at the end of it, they go home with nothing. So I think you have posed a challenge to the team that is supposed to ensure that that is done, so that these are our fellow citizens, so that at the end of the contribution, the whole chain of contributors are able to benefit from the same. As I conclude, I know my directors had written for me something. I will not leave without reading one part of it. I acknowledge that as a country and county, we must demystify biotechnology in agriculture, particularly if we are to feed our people better. But with GMO being one of the biotechnology options, this should be practiced within the set legal, regulation, and regulatory frameworks in the country. So as we move forward, as we expand our regulations, our legislation, for what we are doing now, we must work within the set laws of the country on the same. With those few remarks, nitafika hapo, ndio roho yake iweze. Ilisema roho ifanye nini? iweze kupona. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I also have the pleasure to officially close this meeting. Please travel safe and may God bless you. Come back to Makueni. And as you leave, please ensure you empower our mango farmers along the way, of take as much mango as possible as you go to Meru and all the other places. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. And actually, thank you for joining us and even pushing you to really close. We really appreciate your presence, plus your team. Also wish to thank all of us who have been very active in this event. We were doubting at some point with Julius and saying we don't know even what is going to happen, but we thank God it has been successful. We shall always continue with the conversation. We shall call on you. We shall work together to talk until when this technology reaches the farmer. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll just want to make an announcement before I leave. I know we have two groups. A group that is being facilitated by CGA and